Fellas, let me tell you something about myself. Arson is probably in my top 5 list of favorite felonies. Top 3 on a good day. In my opinion, nothing screams I am a visionary more than turning a 2-story duplex into a limited edition pile of ash. And that's why I absolutely hate this unit. The Arsonist brings shame to the felonies he's named after. He saunters onto the battlefield with an attack so weak it couldn't ignite a pile of dryer lint, and stats so aggressively mediocre they feel like a cruel prank left behind by Z2. But when I swore my sacred oath to the almighty YouTube algorithm, vowing to review every unit in this game, no matter how many rage-induced aneurysms it plants in my skull, I meant it. That's why I reluctantly ranked this bozo to rank 6, so we can examine why he is such a failure in my eyes. The Arsonist is a frontline unit unlocked at level 6, coming equipped with a Molotov cocktail and an SMG. He is also the first unit you will encounter that costs merits to recruit. Merits are an in-game resource you acquire by assisting your friends in their community outreach projects, so it's fitting we are using them to train domestic terrorists. Taking a look at the Arsonist stats, at rank 6, he comes with a decent 130 health and an average 35 bravery, 75 defense, and 45 dodge. He has 2 ability slots and a PvP unit value of 12, which is the second lowest for rank 6 units behind the Hunter. But don't worry about him, we will get to that next week. A noteworthy point is that this unit costs the exact same to recruit as a trooper in addition to 2 merits. It also shares the exact same low healing cost. Also, according to the wiki, this is the only Imperial unit wearing a hoodie, which I find deeply perturbing. Not because it's threatening, but because it makes him look like he is about to ask me to check out his SoundCloud. Taking a look at the first attack, the Arsonist lobs a bottle of flammable liquid at the enemy. It deals 18 to 27 damage instantly and another 4 to 11 damage over 3 turns. Judging by the potency, I can only assume these bottles are filled with a suspicious cocktail of lighter fluid and his own piss. It has an offense of 71 and a 5% critical hit chance and a range of 1 to 2. Each throw uses 1 ammo with 2 in total before a 3-turn reload. Oh, and yes, this attack can also hit high-altitude passenger aircraft. His second attack, Burst Fire, isn't actually that bad. The Arsonist pulls out an MP5 and proceeds to power wash your skull at 800 rounds per minute. It deals 16 to 25 damage 3 times with an offense of 57, and has a 5% critical hit chance on each strike. The drawback? A measly 1 range, but it has a 1-turn cooldown and uses 1 ammo per shot. With 3 ammo total and a 3-turn reload, this attack is a consistent source of piercing damage. Usually, when I combat test units, I try to tip the scales and make them look good, even if it means deploying high-powered machine gun turrets to carry 90% of the battle. But this unit is such a disappointment that it gets no special treatment. In fact, I'm actively trying to get it killed. We start by sending 9 Arsonists to handle a territorial dispute between a gang and some frontier settlers. The battle went about as poorly as expected. Within seconds, our Arsonists were being pulverized by a man wielding a homemade potato gun. Undeterred, my Arsonists hurled bottles of their own urine at the enemy's armored truck, only to discover it barely phased the 15,000-pound behemoth. One Arsonist was hit square in the mouth by an improvised rocket-propelled grenade. They did manage to take out a man high on crystal meth and wielding a machete, but the relentless drive-by shootings eventually overwhelmed them and they all died. Fortunately, the wonders of my capitalistic dystopian economy guarantee their resurrection after each brutal dismemberment by enemy anti-tank rounds, forcing them back into the fight again. After their vital organs were reattached with duct tape, we sent them to handle a military coup d'etat. I arranged them in no particular order and, well, it turns out they're surprisingly good at avoiding damage. Not good enough though. They were eventually either melted by high-grade nitric acid or blown to bits by high-explosive artillery rounds. Next, I sent 8 Arsonists to fight the Ancient Construct, a 14-ton space-age garbage disposal system designed exclusively to crush and incinerate your troops with its giant phallic arms. We opened the fight by tossing a 12-ounce bottle of gasoline at the machine. This must have triggered some kind of primal neuron activation because the construct immediately responded by carbonizing 2 arsonists on the spot. I would notify the families, but unfortunately, we could not identify the bodies. The rest of the fight dragged on longer than expected, since the arsonists excelled at screaming and running for their lives, dodging attacks while slowly chipping away at the construct. And this random rock that I found was in the way. Eventually, it came down to just one brave arsonist, who is now best described as a scorch mark on the pavement. And that's it. We've dragged this unit through enough simulated war crimes to finally understand the intricacies of its mediocrity. As much as I've been hating on the Arsonist, it does have some uses. With decent health, defense, dodge, that surprisingly effective SMG attack, and now that we have the ability to get merits more reliably with the latest update, it can serve as a free-to-play shock trooper. Just avoid using the Molotov cocktail attack. I also wouldn't recommend ranking him past rank 3. By the time you're reliably able to get bars, you'll have far better options. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Consider leaving a like and subscribing.